So my friend Alex wanted to make a game for quite some time. He is working as software engineer, but he didn't have any experience with game development before. And I decided to help him to get started by participating in Legendary 44 together. In this video I will show you how we pick different game ideas, how we get to idea we liked and design a game around it. And finally how we developed a game, and all of this in 72 hours. So let's begin. We started with clear understanding that we have only 3 days to develop a game from scratch. So we wanted to do something simple and interesting at the same time. Theme of this Legendary was Your Life is Currency, and we started to discuss game ideas right away. Alex suggested first game idea where there is a game level that is built from series of different traps. Player should spend his health on purchasing different abilities that may help him to complete each level. We discussed this concept for some time, tried different traps and abilities, and even tried to fit this into a top-down game. But eventually we moved to another idea. Next game had gameplay similar to Binding of Isaac, but you buy weapons, armor or abilities with your health. Simple sandbox combat game where you can spend almost all your health on power-ups and insta-kill everything, but die in one hit. Or you can play safe, but your character will be very weak. But we thought that this is kinda boring and straightforward implementation of Gem theme and move on. The game idea I instantly had in my mind when I read Gem theme was kinda life simulator, where every action costs time and you decide where to spend it. So you will have a list of things to do and a list of stuff you have or know, and you can play with game finding different endings or hiding options. We liked this idea but didn't come up with rewarding gameplay mechanics around it. Also we was trying to focus on bringing main feeling or atmosphere of game, not actual 100% completed product, as game jam is very limited by time. And I think it is a good way to doing jam game. It helps you to focus on main thing your game is about, and do not spend time on details which can lead you away and take a lot of time. At this point we kinda ran out of ideas. We decided to just throw some random stuff and try to see gameplay in it. Alex's vision at this moment was just a pixelated heart that somehow need to be used in our game. He suggested a game where player gather hearts during a game and in the end use them to purchase some item like pass from Limbo World or something like that. Or maybe there's a ladder in the end of game and you use each heart you have collected before to make one more step up. And if you have enough you can reach the secret door, but we didn't get any further with this idea. Next game was about killing unnecessary amount of people with various methods, tools, plagues or weapons, which then moves your civilization progress forward. A game where you pay with souls to reach some point, or you can just don't do anything and watch like nothing happens with your starting tribe, and after 1 minute you see message you win. We was trying to bring some moral into it, but didn't end up with one and moved to another game. We thought about necromancy or being a necromant that can summon different units in kinda tower defense game, using his health and souls of fallen enemies. You will have different unit types like ranged skeleton mages and regular skeletons, splash damage and single target damage units. And enemies will take your HP when they reach end point. But then we thought that tower defense games isn't something very unique, and as we was making such effort by creating a game in 3 days, we wanted our game to be kinda unique, at least in some way. At this moment we have some game ideas, but we was not 100% satisfied with any of them. We picked our life equals currency text game as our main idea that we can return to, add details and complete it as game mechanic. But right now we decided to just throw a bunch of different ideas and see if we could end up with something more interesting. So we thought about a game with character movement like in Don't Starve, where we can add any mechanics on top of this. Then we thought about physics-based game The fun-looking game mechanic can be easily implemented by using physics engine, some kind of explode a stack of boxes game or something like that. And right at this point we run out of all ideas and just freeze for some time. Then I suggested some kind of economic simulator. We have some amount of hearts and you sell them to heroes. And you decide how much hearts you will give to each one. And these hearts are actual heal for that hero. So you are someone who have a shop where you sell these hearts, and you also have a kitchen in another room where those hearts are being cooked. Heroes bring your usual stuff from dungeon, like metal ore, crystals, weapons or other stuff that you usually sell to NPCs in Skyrim-like game in town. But here you buy that stuff for hearts and use the stuff to upgrade your kitchen to produce even more hearts. And we instantly liked this idea and started to discuss different aspects of the game, like who are those heroes and what do they fight with. We thought about some enemy force attacking a village and heroes was fighting against it and visit your shop to receive a heal. So this way you can lose if all your hero dies. But trading itself was not defined. We thought about how we can actually make this as main moment in a game. For example, when hero enters a shop with a lot of loot and he only have one heart left. It means that if he didn't get good heal, he might die in next dungeon run. And we came up with fun idea where you can name your own price for all the loot hero brings you. Just the way NPCs usually define price for stuff you bring them, but this time you are that NPC, and you can decide how much health you will give each hero, and therefore make his next run safe or almost deadly. Also we thought about some dialogue system on how heroes will react on received prize. For example, if you give hero only one heart, he can say something like, "In shop next door I will get 2 hearts for this," and stuff like that. Or that you can change your price after hero's reaction and get more reaction on change price. But also we wanted to keep trading as simple as possible, and we ended up leaving dialogue system for now and finish it if we get free time. We wasn't certain about endgame goal. Was it to lose all heroes and fail, or gather some amount of hearts and win? We thought about some ridiculous thing that player will spend all those collected hearts on in the end, but for now we just decided to leave this for late and focus on making this game actually work. Then we discussed crafting and items that heroes bring back from dungeon. First idea was that heroes bring like a bunch of different stuff. Armor, weapons, metal, crystals and so on. We wanted to keep this as simple as possible, each item represented only by small icon and description text. And that you cook them in kitchen to make more hearts. Each item will have quality level represented only by icon background color, and more quality item will give you more resources to upgrade your kitchen. For a moment we thought about that it will be cool to craft not only hearts but also other different stuff for heroes, like armor or weapons, but we wanted to be able to finish this game in 3 days, so we keep this simple and leave only hearts crafting. We thought about kitchen as some kind of idle mechanics, where you have different stoves, and those stoves cook hearts with increased efficiency, like in classic idle game. You will be able to upgrade stoves and buy new ones. Then we decided to change stoves on cauldron and to summon goblin for each cauldron, and those goblins will do the cooking stuff. And you can buy more goblins and they will spawn around each cauldron, and you can fill the whole room with circles of goblins in the end. For the heroes we decided that they'll form a line and you have a big button trade, which opens up trade menu. When you're done trading, hero leaves and his place takes another one. We thought that it will be cool if heroes will gain experience each time they go to the dungeon, and if they get enough they will level up, and with greater level increases loot quality chance that they bring back to you. Next we discussed different visual aspects of the game, controls, different formulas for item drops and hero levels, and how to connect all of this together. For some time we thought about kitchen upgrades. Originally we wanted to craft new stuff from recipes, but in the end we decided to make it simple once again, and we just convert each item hero brings to some kind of essence amount, which you then use to upgrade cauldrons. And different item quality just give you different amount of essence. This take us half a day to get to this point, and it was already dinner time, so we made a break. Yesterday we got help from Ruslana with game art. We worked together and she decided to help me and Alex with game jam. We have only one day to complete all game art, so we made it as simple as possible. Items represented by small icons, game background as one static image and heroes with just 2 frames of animation. Ruslana drew different heads, armor, weapons and legs, and I picked each at random when creating a hero. Cheap and efficient way to create a lot of different characters. And I think in the end we created an interesting art style. On third day we was finishing all game mechanics, inserting game art and making stuff work. And we was fixing last bugs and playtesting just few hours before deadline. I really liked the concept that we made, as it is not product ready for sale, but it definitely makes you think about directions finished game could take, like more control over heroes, items and equipment, or shop building and customization. Alex survived development of his first game and learned a lot during this process. And while I was finishing this video, our game got score, and I'm pretty satisfied with it, as it was 1800 participants in Gem category. Check out our game, link is below, and let me know what do you think about it in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.
Поставили лайки, подписались, жмакнули на колокольчик.